Help me to stay competitive against the big multinational corporations by subscribing to this channel, hitting the notification bell, liking the video, and maybe leaving a comment in the comment sections below. Thank you very much and enjoy the video. Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. Okay, on today's video, we are going to look at some footage of police overreaction, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions. They are overreacting. I'll tell you a story that I experienced yesterday when I went to the shops for essential items. I saw a friend of mine and we got chatting, and the police approached us and told us to separate, even though we are friends, spend a lot of time together. Neither of us have got any symptoms. But my point is the gusto that the police and public servants are taking, the enthusiasm they have for becoming extremely authoritarian is worrying, and we've got some footage for you of something I want you to see.
As well, come into my door because I recorded. Oh, look, there's another one. Yeah. What, you're all at my door, mate, in front of my neighbours, because I recorded a traffic warden saying, "Why are you out on quarantine?" Not even 2 metres away from each other either. Why are you out on quarantine when it's a government thing? Why are they out putting tickets on people's cars? And now you've got 5 police officers intimidating my whole family because why are you pulling that face as well?
I don't understand
how is 5 police officers not going to intimidate my kids when you're at the door?
Jordan at all?
What's that?
Are you going to allow us to talk or continue to talk?
Why are you saying that like I did yesterday? What are you on about? I am allowing you to talk. When I first opened the door, I let you talk then. Right, what do you want to say to it?
So, as my colleague said, it's a public order complaint. Somebody's made a complaint that you've acted in a manner causing harm, alarm and distress. Alarm and distress in what way? So, that would be part of the allegation that you get to hear. Yeah. As my colleagues asked, I'm inviting you to attend an interview at Winton Police Station on Friday so we can investigate.
I'm happy to give you a statement. I'm not going to go for an interview.
Okay, well, it would be an intervio. It would be a recorded interview under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act.
I'm not really happy to come to the station for that. It's ridiculous because if they've got some proof against me and they can show you any evidence I've done anything wrong, then I'll come to the station. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother.
We have got evidence from them. We've got statements and videos.
Videos. What am I doing in them videos?
Because that's something that you'll have.
So I've got the videos too, haven't I? Them putting tickets on all innocent people's cars when everyone's in quarantine with their kids and you can't leave your houses.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so there's the opportunity for you to see that evidence when you come for your interview. So the only other option, as my colleague was surely about to explain, is that if you don't come for an interview, we need to conduct the investigation. We can arrest you on suspicion of a public order offence and intended to be interviewed.
Cool. When are you going to do that?
Sorry?
When are you going to do that?
Well, I'm going to tell you when I'm going to come and arrest you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't intend to arrest you at the moment. No one here does. We want you to.
I'm just a bit worried why there's 5 police officers at my door when everyone's in quarantine for me recording a traffic warden. Have you not got more stuff you need to prioritise over this?
Got important
Is this it?
Yeah,
because about 3 weeks ago, someone took my van and stole £8,000 worth of things. I didn't even get a phone call back off one of you guys when I called 9 hours before. They haven't recovered any of the stuff. Still got £8 grand worth of stuff stolen out of my van. No one come then. I rang you 3 or 4 times and no one even came.
Okay.
So why are you responding to this so much?
Because it's public order complaint.
It's not. I haven't done anything. You can ask any of the neighbours. They were all watching out their windows at the traffic warden.
Okay, Jordan, you're taking us around in circles. So, are you going to come in for an interview on Friday?
I don't know. Possibly, possibly not.
All right. Okay.
Have you got like an appointment card you can leave me?
Yeah, my colleague can write you an
appointment card. Leave me
Whilst I was watching that, I happened to think that the man himself, the guy at the door, he should have, when his work van was burglarised and £8,000 worth of his tools, his livelihood, what he does to bring steam home to his family, put steam on the table, was stolen, and the police refused to come out for quite some time, as he told you. He should have phoned the police and told him that someone had misgendered him. Someone had used hurty-feely words against him, and they would have been out in seconds. Not just 1, not 2, but 5 police officers coming out. All that man was doing was filming a traffic warden who is a public servant, I might add. So the gentleman was in his every right to do so, and all he did was ask the traffic warden why you, in this time of lockdown for the you-know-what virus, why are you taking advantage of it to claim extra commission payments by slapping tickets on everyone's cars when you know that they have been put under a lockdown order, that they cannot go and get their vehicle. You know that. Yet, to assuage his guilt and turn it around on the man, he then phones the police, the traffic warden phones the police and tells them that his feelings were hurt by the man giving him a dressing down and essentially shaming him. I think we need shame back in society. I think people need to be shamed for things, because the way people are behaving today, it's like everyone wants all of the rights but none of the responsibility, when in actual fact a society that is operating at its best is a society where, a bit like a seesaw, rights and responsibilities are evenly balanced. Evenly. You get the rights, but you also have the responsibilities. The main crux of this video is the UK might be the first country to come out of isolation, and we've got an article we're going to go through. Social distancing measures in the United Kingdom could be relaxed within weeks if there are signs the coronavirus epidemic is slowing, a leading scientist and government advisor has said. Professor Neil Ferguson of Imperial College is advising the government, and its coronavirus response said the UK's epidemic was expected to plateau within 10 days. He told BBC Radio, "The critical thing first is to get case numbers down, and I'm hopeful in a few weeks' time we'll be doing that." Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Health Secretary Matt Hancock have urged people to stick with the guidance, that's these lockdown rules, and asked what would happen if people flouted the lockdown rules, which is something I've noticed people are doing. For whether that's right or wrong, you can decide, but people are starting to wake up. They've had enough, really, of lockdown. We still think things will plateau, but will be at quite high levels of infection for weeks and weeks, rather than seeing quite a rapid decline as the type seen in China, which is strange, because you'd think it'd be the other way around, wouldn't you, seeing as they had the most cases and it originated there. The government ramped up measures. Okay, moving on to this unusual piece of footage that I have for you, in which I took from a Facebook. In fact, I was sent it from a group on Facebook. Now, one is a Daily Mail article showing a boy who tragically died from the you-know-what situation. But then we have the same boy from the Virus Worldwide group. So this is the group that informs basically the world what is happening regarding the situation we all unfortunately find ourselves in. And the boy seems to be two different people, but they've used the same footage. They've used the same photo of the same boy, but he's been given two different names, and he apparently comes from two different places. Now, only one of these can be true. I don't know, or both of them could be false, but both of them cannot be true. Now, I don't know which one to trust. You would think you would trust the C Virus Worldwide group, because that's the group whose intentions is to inform the world of what's going on. I used to read Daily Mail. I used to really like the Daily Mail years ago, until I took the red pill. Once I took the red pill, I realised just how out of touch they are. That being said, a lot of people still like to cite the Daily Mail, and I would say that with my knowledge of geography, I am leaning towards believing that if one of these is true, then it is actually the Daily Mail's version of events, because the Virus Worldwide group says that the boy was 13 with no health conditions, and he is the youngest victim of the you-know-what illness. They name him as being someone from the Muslim communities. They allegedly allege that his name is Ishmael, and he's from Brixton, which is a part of London in the United Kingdom. And it says he sadly died without any family members close by during the height of the illness. And then the Daily Mail says he's a Portuguese boy, and he does look Portuguese. Is Europe's youngest victim, and says he actually comes from Porto, a city in Portugal, and they name him as Victor. And says that he died in the early hours of the morning. So what's going on here? What is happening behind this photo, and why are we getting two different names from the same photo? And whether we're talking about this illness or anything, I notice a lot with the mainstream media that, and I'm not the only one who's noticed it, they've been caught out repeatedly using the same people who are allegedly crisis actors, though I'm not saying he is. I have no proof of that. I have absolutely no proof of that. And if he did die from this illness, that's a tragedy. But what I'm saying is that this does provide fuel to the fire for those people who do believe that crisis actors are a thing. But back to the story in hand, and all I can say is that I really do hope we can get past this lockdown scenario. Any death is a tragedy. I understand that. I'm sure you understand that. I'm sure everyone understands that. However, I think the shutdown of societies itself across the Western world was, in my opinion, a knee-jerk reaction. And I know there's a lot of people who believe that prevention is better than the cure. But if prevention and the cure is the entire shutdown of society to the point where we don't have a society left, is there any really point in this? The ramifications of the societal shutdowns across the West are a lot more dire than a lot of people tend to understand. Because take the United States, for example, and I love President Trump. I think he's doing an excellent job. However, and this is not a criticism of him, and this situation is not his fault, of course. However, that 6.6 million people in last week who were added to the unemployment register, a lot of people don't understand that those people aren't just having a holiday, they're not getting sick pay. That's why these emergency checks were issued out. Those people have lost their jobs. Even when society opens itself, those employers, a lot of them, are going to have to start the employment process again. Each different industry is going to have to be switched on one after the other. It can't just all go on at one go. Honestly, so much damage has been done by this, you have to ask if it was worth it.